Hello, welcome to episode 171 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Today's topic is pressure.
Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace, and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lin Trin.
Now, this is going to be one of my favorite topics to speak about because I know that this has been the core fundamental reason as to why I've been able to do stuff in a month that you would usually take others 12 months to do or complete or never get done. And it's really being able to apply that pressure to myself when it counts and where it counts to be able to perform and exceed expectations. And I remember this started out way back in the days, and I'm sure you've gone through it as well. Now, do you remember that assignment that you had to get done in high school? Do you remember that assignment that you stayed up all night to do just to get done so that you wouldn't be called out on roll call and go, hey, Matt, hey, Joe, hey, Lynn, your stuff's not done. Go and sit at the timeout section. You're in detention, right? That was probably one of the most humiliating things ever. And it's funny enough because most kids that go through school, there's a good 90% success rate. And the reality is, it's the environment, right? It's the environment of everyone succeeding, but it's the pressure of not succeeding that really drives people forward. Now, a really good thought of mine was, okay, hold on a second. If 90 people go into high school, they start off from grade 0, they finish and graduate grade 12. That's what we have here in Australia. We have 12 grades. If they were able to complete that at a 90% success rate, why are so many entrepreneurs, why do so many people fail? Why do so many businesses fail when there is a step-by-step system and all you need to do is complete it? And there's two things. First and foremost, there's number one, there's the environment. You see, inside of high school, inside of uni, okay, everybody passes. And the reasons why everybody passes is because all the other people are moving together at one rapid rate together. It might not be rapid, actually. It might just be one rate. They're moving together as a herd and they're moving together as a group. And here inside the business world, it's very rare to see people group with everybody else. It's usually a lone game. And the reasons why you're not succeeding is because you're not being around the right people who are pulling you up. The second thing is that there's not enough pressure. There's not enough pressure and tension in there where you cannot stay back. You see, the environment inside of high school, okay, if people will stay back, that's the most humiliating thing in the world. If you were to graduate and I was to stay back into grade 5, that is the most humiliating. That there's no bigger fear than me staying back. Therefore, I must move forward. Okay? Your environment causes you to step up because you don't want to look like an idiot. But pressure goes out there to go, if you do not get this done, right, today, if it is not urgent and it is done today, then that consequence is going to happen. Urgency creates movement. Okay, and sometimes inside of my life, I notice that when I don't have that applied pressure to me, I do not grow. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, Lynn, pressure creates diamonds, but at the same time, pressure also squashes people. And really, I always like to think pressure creates diamonds. Yeah, like we know what our thoughts become things. Whatever we think is going to happen. If you think you can, of course you can. If you think that you can't, then of course you can't. You're not going to achieve anything, right? So I'd like to just take on that mindset of, hey, I think I can, therefore it will happen, right? Now call me delusional, but hey, it's working inside of my life. Now the way I like to think about pressure is this. I like to think about pressure creating diamonds. Now, when you apply enough pressure inside of your life, you can no longer stay inside of your comfort zone. Therefore, you must move forward. You must move forward. And the pressure hurts, and the pressure is scary, and the pressure is painful, and the pressure is fearful. There is no doubt, because inside of the game, inside of this circle, on the outer layers of this circle, there is a fear boundary. And if I'm in the middle of this circle and there is something pushing me, something about to squash me, there is no chance I am going to stay in this circle. I need to break through that boundary. And that boundary is that boundary of fear, boundary of self-doubt, boundary of negativity, boundary of pain, and the boundary of growth. Now for some, they might get squashed. But for others, they will succeed. And I hear this a lot of the times. I hear this that, hey, I'm so scared of being squashed. But I want to hear about the amount of people that have been squashed by too much pressure. The amount of people that have gotten down again and again and again. Because all I hear when people say, hey, don't put too much pressure on yourself, you might fail, you might get squashed, is this. I just see people on the sidelines talking about it. I see people on the sidelines talking about the possibility of getting squashed, but actually I've never seen anybody, myself, get squashed. When they've committed to it and they go, okay, I'm going to apply deliberate pressure to myself because I back myself up, they don't get squashed. Because people that do that create diamonds. The people that talk about getting squashed are the people on the sidelines who would never have the audacity to step inside of that circle and play the game. So today's podcast is all about, are you creating enough pressure enough for you to grow? Because if there's no pressure, don't expect to grow. There's no reason for you to grow. You'll stay inside of this comfort zone. You will want things, but there is no reason, there is no urgency to move towards the things that you want. And that's okay. But that's the life that most people live. If you're listening to this podcast show, you do not want to live the ordinary life. You want more. You want more impact. You want more money. You want to be free. You want to build your own freedom. You want to build your own and have your own power to know that you got yourself. You don't need to rely on anybody else. So if there's one thing I can help you do is apply that pressure to yourself deliberately so you move forward and stop listening to the people who are on the sidelines that will tell you, hey, pressure's fear. Pressure's going to squash you. Pressure's bad for you. Do not apply pressure. Relax, calm down. Because those are the people, remember this, are they living the life that you want to live? And if not, then be careful. Be careful to take on the opinions of other people's opinions whose lives you do not want to live. So with that being said, my question for you today is, look, are you applying pressure to yourself deliberately to move yourself forward, understanding and knowing that it's not going to be easy, it's going to be painful as hell, you're going to freak out, but on the other side of that is growth. On the other side of that is progression. On the other side of that is happiness, because progress equals happiness. If you're growing, you're naturally going to be happy. If you're growing, if you're making more money, if you're helping more people, if you're finding your freedom, you will be happy.
Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes and feel free to leave a review, and that way I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.